What's up, Cece's crew? Cece with the guap back at it again. Today I'm going to. Sorry, it's really late and I'm like babysitting kids, but they're all put to sleep. Um, I wanted to say a couple things. First, I want to say thanks to my homeboy Aubrey coming up with Cece's crew. To how I'm gonna call y'all. That was pretty lit, I guess, and it was the only comment. So that's how we came up with Cece's crew. It's gonna be titled "Letter to My Father." And so basically I got this idea from Amber from Amber's Closet, shout out to her. She did Letter to My Exes, and I was like, I don't even mess with my exes like that. I might do one, but you never know. But I was like, might as well do one about my dad because, so much to say about him and so many other people can like really relate. So yeah, here we go. We'll get into the video. When I was younger, I was, just born. My parents, they were together for 2 years before they had me. They were married, all that stuff. I still had siblings way older that they had with different people. And we would always spend time together. We would live together. And so I was about 5, and so that means they were together for 7 years or plus, I don't know. And you know daddy just all of a sudden left. He was like, he was gone. It was like a every other weekend kind of thing, and not even that. I would always go to like private institutions, in schools, and high middle class blacks or whites or whatever. I was always surrounded by that. They got a divorce, and I was like, okay. I stayed in the private institutions for like a couple more years. It was like 2 years, and then it was like the end of second grade year, going into third grade year. I ended up going to a public school down the street from the house, and I was just like, this is so different and all that good stuff. And so I was like, dang, it must have really like put a detriment on my mom or whatever. And so I just realized like me and my dad, we didn't really, talk or communicate, hey, love you, how you doing, um, anything more than just, coming to your events, seeing you succeed. It was like he was never there to, actually communicate with me through any daily issues or incidents I might have had, even though I didn't have that many, because, I was always talking, so my mama didn't even listen to me then, because I was just always going off about something. But it was like, it was just never there. When your parents are divorced, they can't really always be there. You're either with one or you're with the other. And so, I always carried that on my shoulder, and I was like, dang, so many, because at the high institutions, like everybody had their parents. They had both parents. Everybody was married. All that good stuff. And so it was just like, dang, my parents aren't. And it's like, you can't really talk about that because it's like, dang, you have a dysfunctional family, your parents aren't even together, yada, yada, yada. And so, I would just never talk about it when it came to like school or whatever. And, you know, around fifth grade, I started going back to the private institutions. My mom was like really stable with her job. I guess she got back in private schools, but like private school kids, like we never talked about that. We laughed at the playground and talked about how we had all these things. And so, and of course I was still like privileged. I'm still privileged, and I have all kinds of things. So that's what we would talk about. We wouldn't talk about like tragedies. Rich kids don't talk about that. And so I'm still cool with some of the kids who I used to go back to the school. I go to church with some of them, and they're still successful. We're still successful. My family is still successful, even without my dad. And so basically it wasn't until 8th grade, I went to a charter school called KIPP Academy, across from like Rudy's Chicken and Fiesta here in Dallas, Texas. And it was like, I really embraced like everything outside. I legit, y'all, when I mean to tell y'all, I did not know that there were so many Hispanics in Texas, or any other race for that matter besides white and black. It was like ridiculously amazing. It's just like I could understand everything that everybody was going through because they said that they were going through this. And it was like, I can connect to you on this because I'm going through the same thing. These people don't have anybody to depend on. And it felt like that person in my life that I wanted to depend on, that necessarily didn't try all the time, or as hard as I thought they should have tried, was my father. And so when I really realized how I can embrace and feel bad or feel some type of way, was when Mr. Gordon, he's my English teacher, and this is the 8th grade, y'all. And he was like, we're gonna write poems, we're gonna interpret different stuff. So anyways, I got into poetry. I told you already, I'm in the spoken word and all that. And so one of my first poems, I wrote two poems, and I still preach them to this day to everybody I go to. One was about dreams, and the other was about my dad. And the way I would always perform is that my dad's poem, and then I would always go the dreams poem, because it's like I can have so much hate for this man, of everything that he's done to me and every way I felt, and it's like I still have these aspirations to be something so much better. And it's like, if I can get that message out to everybody, and just tell them that they can be so much better than who they think they should depend on, then that would be my life's purpose. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get to my real emotions and feelings as I'm talking to my father. Lately, it was a couple weeks ago, I was talking to my mom. I was like, Mom, blase, blase, blase. This is how I feel about Dad. I would tell them to his face. I would tell you to your face. It does not matter. This is how I feel, and it's okay. I've made it okay in my mind and in my heart. I was being brutally honest. She was like, your father loves you. Your dad is, he tries his best. And I'm like, Mom, how do you know he loves me? And she's like, she couldn't answer. And I was like, Mom, you want him to love me. Okay, it's been put into everyone's mindset that a father and a mother are supposed to love their child. Okay, but mentally, physically, whatever it is, whatever kind of connection my father is on, my father personally, he cannot supply me with the full love and support that I need personally as Sierra Edwards, Cece with the guap, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, that hurt my mother. And I was like, it's hurt me all these years. I cannot be hurt anymore, because it would be making me a hypocrite. When I told y'all about writing the poems, it's like I won't be able to succeed if I'm steady having him bear on my shoulders. And so, my letter to him would be, I forgive you. I have no hate for you. I completely understand. It's like he can't even try, to say he's done all this, and I don't blame him, because in reality he can't. He didn't fulfill, his fatherly duties to half of his children, and that's okay. I'm making it okay, and I just want all of you to know that that is okay. You should make a letter to whoever you have felt that hate to, or whoever you want to forgive genuinely, and just let them know that your efforts are in some way appreciated, but know that it still put a detriment on my heart. However, I forgive you. I'm trying to be the bigger person, though I probably am bigger, but that's not the point. I'm trying to be better myself. Personally, I'm very religious, very spiritual, so I do it for the greater good, because that's what my religion has taught me. I do this for God, I do this for Christ, I do this to tell people. And so it's like, I'm not gonna let somebody else be buried in my spirit, and I can't live, to my fullest potential. And so basically all I can say is that, my dad, I used to cry every time, we get to talking about him. And my mom told me, she was like, I would sound crazy all the time, because I would tell him how y'all told me y'all felt. And then he would come over, and we would just either cry or not say anything, or forgive him and just say, Dad, it's all right, it's whatever. Because he would say, I'm always your daddy. You can tell your daddy anything. But the truth is, I couldn't always tell him anything. I feel that the person I'm trying to be, I could tell him anything, because I don't wear my heart on my sleeve anymore when it comes to him. I've never done that with anybody else. I've always been 100% honest with everybody that I come in contact with. And with him, he was one of the only people that I couldn't do that with. And now it's like, bro, Daddy, I'm still gonna call you my dad, because you're my dad. You made me who I am today in some form of way. I'm sure you pay child support. You see me accomplish, you see me walk stages, you see me in performances. You just weren't there as the other people in my life. And this video is not necessarily for me to say it's okay, but it's for me to say, I'm okay. And so I know I keep saying I just this, and that, but all I can really encourage you all to do is just really dig deep inside, find some kind of thing that helps you in life, whether that's finding Christ, finding a friend that you can really depend on, finding a pen and paper. That's what I did. I started with pen and paper, man. I wrote everything down. You know, I still have a best friend that I can vent to. I have all these people who support me, mentors, all these kind of things. And it's like, I don't have to wear that burden, because that's not the end of the world. That's not where I stop. And he's not going to stop me. My mom is not going to stop me, no matter how much she supports me and tells me, you know, I can do this, even though I might feel that she's saying it in a negative way. Nothing can stop me. No one can stop me, because I am the bigger person, you know. I forgive him for everything. So my letter to my father is that forgiveness is key, you know. I'm not gonna let you stop my shine, stop my grind, if you know what I mean, you know. CC with the guap. You know, I love that man to death, you know. I told myself a few months ago, I think I would cry just because I'm supposed to. Because the tears I'll cry for my mother or for my uncle that I felt like was my father will be different, you know. But that's the reality of it, and I don't think I can change that unless something happens, and hasn't happened so far. So all I can encourage you guys to do is stay focused. Don't let anybody get you down. It's a letter to my father, CC with the guap. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.